Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. I got a highly requested video for you here today. It is The Adventures Guild. It is an RPG game that is based out of their Discord, so it's a little bit different than a number of other projects that we're seeing, but it's very deep, it's very complex, especially for a game that is still in beta. There's a lot involved in here, so we're going to go ahead and dig through some of the basics, some of the initial stuff that you should be aware of, and then we'll go ahead and dive into the game itself. It is a neat game. Like I said, there's a lot of depth to it, especially for a beta RPG game. There's equipment, there's stats, there's leveling, there's different types of roles and characters and professions. Just lots of cool things that you can do with it. Plus, it's not just the simple click-to-earn style game that you're seeing so much on Wax. This is a game where you can grind. This is a game that has strategy depending on what equipment you have and what stats you raise. There's a lot of strategy involved. Plus, it's just a fun thing to do. And you can play it for an hour straight if you want while you're watching TV. You can play it for 15 minutes a day if you want. So it's got that type of thing that you like to see in a game itself. Before I jump into all the details of the game, I want to go ahead and give the normal disclaimer. Basically, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any games that I review, mention, show on my channel or any of my other social media. Just make sure it's right for you. Before you jump into any game, don't just take my word for it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. This is the website. I'll have a link for this in the description, and I'll also put a link to the Discord in the description. The website is theadventuresguild.io. It's going to bring you this. It's a very basic website, so keep that in mind. It gives you access to their white paper, which does get detailed. But as far as the website itself, it just shows you some of the initial information. As far as the gameplay goes, you are all, oops, went to the wrong screen. You all get started with a basically almost naked adventurer. And your job is to go ahead and hunt monsters, do quests, and level that character up to whether you want it to be a fighter, which provides more physical damage, or a caster that provides more magical damage. You level them up, you focus on those skills, and you fight monsters, and you run quests, and NFTs drop in the game. You get the in-game currency, which is guild, and you get to level your character up. And down the road, there's going to be additional items like pets and estates and other things. So there's still a lot more to come with this game. Let's just quickly talk about the white paper itself. This game has been around since Q3 of last year, so almost a year now. Again, Q3 of last year was very basic. It's developed quite a bit over that time, but it's nice because it's slow and steady, consistent updates, solid type of project. They're not focused too much on the frills of the 3D gaming and getting that out there just so it's appealing from a visual perspective. They do have some neat things that are in it that I like, but they're focused on the actual structure and the gameplay and the leveling and the strategy, which is not really seen a lot on Wax games right now, which is the main reason I wanted to highlight this game. They have a lot coming here in the near future. Like I said, they have a whole bunch of basically different types of upgrades, sacrificing items, appraising items. They're talking about bounties. They're talking about pets, which is in the near future. It's highlighted in the game right now. Even long-term goals, they have guild estates and things like that. So it's neat. You can actually get into guilds in this, which is, again, it's a community building style. So there's lots of neat things to be involved with. In order to play the game right now, they have really two options. They have I'm going to put this in air quotes, the free-to-play version. And the only reason I put it in air quotes is because when it actually gets out of beta and it launches and it's fully live, it will be free to play. But in order to play it now, you do need the beta pass. The beta pass is running for about 7 wax right now, so it is very, very, very affordable. It costs less than $1 to go ahead and jump in there. That's the only reason I'm not characterizing The current state of the game is free to play because you need this beta pass, but it is relatively free to play. What you could do is you go out, grab this pass for 7 wax. You can jump in the game and you can start playing and leveling up and getting NFTs that you can use the NFTs to go ahead and craft. So there's a lot you can do with that free to play. In addition to that, the other option is whaling out or even partially whaling out and going ahead and buying some equipment off the secondary market. Most of it is reasonably priced, especially the common low items. I'm in the lowest. It's like 3 wax for a sword, a training sword. It's the equipment, the pants and those items. Trying to get to it. There you go. They're like 7, 8 wax. So if you want to go ahead and throw like 25 wax into it to start off, you can get the pass, you can get some equipment, you can get some skills, depending on how you want to organize it. That's up to you. But you can go ahead and get a slight boost in your start, or you can completely whale out and buy some of the higher tier stuff, which does go up in price considerably. Let's just jump up to the rare. Some of the stuff does jump up. It's in we're in the 50, 60 wax just for a necklace. And then some of the pants and the swords and the weapons that are higher rarity are over 100 wax. So you can whale out and jump into this game higher. Just remember, there is often, for the higher tier stuff, there's often a level cap. So not a level cap, but a level requirement. So you have to be a certain level in order to use it. So these are the options. As you can see here, there's lots of different things. I'm going to potentially do some more videos around skills, specific around that, different types of equipment, later levels, some of the quests. So we'll go through those in more detail down the road. But I wanted to focus on the basics. Once you have your beta game pass, in order to access the game, you go into the Discord, which again, I'll have a link in the description down below. You go in the Discord, you go through the normal verification process. Once you're verified, you will have access down here to what's the game. It's called the game commands. You click on that and you simply type \game. And once you do that, it's going to take a second. It's going to take a second. It's going to process everything, check to make sure that you do have that role. And if you just buy the beta pass, it may take a few minutes for your role to update in the Discord. So be patient with that. But you come to this screen. And there's several different options. You have the first one. Well, before we even jump into that, you can see what my character is. I'm level 9, and I'm a fighter, which is a profession. I'm a level 3 fighter as far as the profession goes. You get a certain number of quests every 24 hours. I currently have 11 available. It'll reset here in 14 hours and 48 minutes. Then I'll get a full 11 again, and use those throughout the day. As far as the random encounters, which we'll check here in a second, that's unlimited. You basically fight one random monster unlimited times a day. The quests it's a story-based quest where you fight multiple monsters. You make decisions. You roll the dice. So there's RNG involved, but higher rewards at the end. Before we jump into the actual fighting, let's go ahead and talk about these top 2 items. The overall profile. Give it a second. There we go. It shows you what your character is, shows you what you have left to level, what you have left to upgrade your profession, your hit points, your energy, basic stats, how much guild. The guild is the in-game token, and your different stats throughout. I'm not going to go through them all, but basically vitality is your health, power is how hard you swing, and physical power and damage. Intelligence is for magic. And then you have the skill, which incorporates your ability to hit a monster. The higher level the monster, the harder it is to hit them. Speed is for defense, and so forth. Luck is used in rolling. Just basic details on this. If you want to go through the details and find out what each one is really for, they have all that information in the white paper. The one thing that I do have to mention, it doesn't show in the basic game what equipment that you have on there, but if you go ahead and get a guild pass, I think it's called, it goes ahead and it shows you all the details like this. These people have the guild pass where it shows the skills that they have, all the different equipment that they're wearing, and they're able to show that off. I currently don't have that. The next item in here, I'm going to jump back to the main menu. is the equipment or the inventory screen, which shows you the 4 different types of equipment. You have skills. These are like a power swing equipment, which is the pants and the armor and any of the necklaces or other pieces of equipment. Sorry, I lost what it was. Weapons is obviously a sword. Consumables is if you die in part of a quest or a battle, there's a certain time frame that you need, a basically spawn time frame. And with some consumables, you can either reduce or completely eliminate that time frame. That's what it's going to be in there. These 3 buttons take you to different areas. Crafting takes you to the NFT blending site, which you can use to craft and blend any of the NFTs that you find into other equipment. Marketplaces, those are self-explanatory. So let's go back to the main menu itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you some examples of the random encounters and then run you through one of the quests just to give you that idea. So we are here. You click on random encounter. You can use this as many times as you want throughout a day, and it basically just takes you against certain animals or certain enemies, I should say. It shows you the bat, shows you to level 7, shows you how much hit points it has, how much hit points you have, and how much energy you have. And then this is where it's going to show the each individual attack that you do. So it's a turn-based style of battling. Right now, I have 2 types of attacks. I have a sweep, which is a basic fighter style attack. When you first start the game, you'll have a training swing or something like that that's even more basic. But the sweep and the training swing, the basic attacks, both cause damage, and they also boost up your energy. So they increase your energy. They have less damage, but they continue to give you energy, so you can use some of your bonus skills or your bigger skills. The other skill that I currently have is a power attack. Power attack, you need at least 10 energy in order to use it. Depending on your skills, it depends how much energy it actually uses when you attack. And it is a higher impact style attack. So when I'm going to go ahead against this bat, I'm going to go ahead with a power swing. You see it reduces by 1. I'm going to use actually quite a few power swings to go ahead and attack this. And once we get down to lower health, I'll show you the sweep, which will increase. Right now I have 37 energy. If I go ahead and do the sweep, I actually killed it. So you saw it actually stayed 37 since I killed it, but it shows here I did the sweep. It was a critical, and this is what I earned from this battle. 35 XP. So I have over 3,000 XP left till I level. Some of the other things, and this is random based on RNG, is you can get guild coin, the in-game token when you battle, and you can also have a chance to get NFTs when you battle. So we're going to do one more quick encounter, see if I get lucky and get either the guild token or an NFT just to show you that. We are now fighting a fairy, level 5. Going to go ahead and do power attack. So once you get to a certain level, these encounters are pretty quick and not really all that risky. There, I won again, and 25 XP, a little over 3,000. I just want to show you the boosting of the energy, and then we'll go ahead and jump into one of the quests. Now I'm fighting a lava slime, so let's go ahead and do a few attacks just to get them down a little bit. Now you see I'm at 41 energy. If I use a sweep, it boosts me back up to 50 energy. It's less physical damage, but it does boost me back up. So let's go ahead and hopefully defeat this lava slime and get some good rewards. One warning, if you do click too fast, it is going to give you an error. Just letting you know not to click so fast. But there we go, we got 40 XP. No luck on the NFTs, no luck on the guild coin, but it is relatively random. I find I get it roughly every 10 to 12 random encounters I get something. Usually it's like a small portion of guild coin. So now we're going to go ahead and do the quest. The quests are story-based, multiple attack style things that give you higher reward. You have the choice of doing a random quest, or if you have a scroll, basically a quest that you get through a special event or secondary market. You can do a quest from your journal. I don't have any of those, so I'm going to focus on the random one. And then it's going to load a random quest, which is going to give you a storyline. And then you're going to go ahead and through. I'm not going to sit here and read the story too. I don't think that's important for this video, but I highly encourage you, if you decide to play, to read the stories because they're interesting, entertaining, and they put a lot of effort into it, which is great to see. So we go ahead and I first have to attack this level 5 goblin. And you basically go through there. This is where the strategy starts to kick in because you're not just attacking one monster. You're attacking multiple monsters, and depending on the quest you get, it'll be on your skill level, so they'll be relatively challenging. So you have to balance the energy that you use and your HP, because sometimes when you're attacking, your HP will go down, or I'm sorry, sometimes your HP will transition from the one fight to the next. Sometimes it'll be reset. You'll have to go through a number of quests to really see which one that happens or when that happens. But your energy always transitions to the next battle. So if I get too low in my energy now, I won't have enough energy to really battle well enough in the next battle. So I have 29 here, and when I do my next fight, you'll see it'll be 29 also. I'm just not sure if 57 HP will transition to the next one. I think it will. I don't think it's going to reset for this next battle. So again, I'm skipping through these pretty quickly. So you see 51. I still have 29. We're going to go ahead and use a lot of power attacks since I have a ton of energy. And when it gets low, do one more power, and then we'll do a sweep. And then we're going to go ahead and jump to the next quest. And as you're going through, you see the storyline. Sometimes it'll let you go ahead and skip through the dialogue. Sometimes you read through it. Again, the first time you go through some of the quests, make sure that you go ahead and read through it. It makes it more interesting. All right, so I think my HP is gonna reset on this one, if I remember correctly. There we go. See, my HP reset, but my energy did not. But I'm gonna go ahead and use 2 sweeps, and you can see they actually dodged one of my attacks, which is one of the issues with the sweeps. There's a higher rate that they dodge your attack, at least from my experience and my current skill level. As I increase my skill level, I think that improves. So go ahead, we'll skip the dialogue. Now I have a choice between tunnels. I can make a decision. Normally in this quest, I believe it is tunnel 3. We're just going to do tunnel 2 to see what happens. There we go. It just goes through some dialogue basically saying that you find nothing down that tunnel. So we're going to go in tunnel 3. And there we go. We got a battle here. And I'm going to fight a golem, which got high physical defense. So this could be a bit of a fight that I have going here. So you see every time I battle, I'm getting between 5 and 8 physical damage. And so I just got to keep chugging through here and hope I can beat this guy. Usually I can. The only times I struggle is when I start missing attacks or he starts dodging my attacks, which doesn't happen often with a golem. But when it does, it's tough. So we'll just go ahead. It looks like I will win this battle. And there we go. I win that, and I believe this is the end of the quest. There we go. This was the end of the quest. I didn't get lucky and get an NFT, but you can see I got much higher XP because there's multiple battles. It was a longer time through the process. I got 1 PXP, which goes towards your profession. Every time you level up on your profession, you get a bunch of bonuses or a bunch of percentage of bonuses. You can see I have 11 more before I upgrade to Fighter 4. And then I got some of the guild. I got 0.75 of the guild token. So that's what the quests are. Some are much easier than others. Some are very challenging, especially depending on the level you get. And there's higher chances of rewards being dropped for those. So that's basically the gameplay right now. If you're a grinder and you love grinding games, this game is going to be awesome for you. If you're a big RPG fan, this is one of the more complete from a stat, from a equipment and leveling and just overall story and lore, this has a lot of that, especially from the beta version. It doesn't have the neat graphics that I know a lot of people like, and they aren't planning in the near future to move this over to the website. There's a plan down the road, but according to the dev team, that timeline hasn't been established yet. So you have to understand jumping into this game that it is going to be a Discord game for the foreseeable future until they make an announcement that they are going to go ahead and build out a website version of the game. So keep that in mind when you're playing. What are my thoughts of the overall game? I think I just kind of told you. I like the concept of the game. I'm a huge RPG fan, especially medieval style RPG, which this game is. So I like the concepts. It reminds me of and I take this with a grain of salt because it is beta. It reminds me of a very watered down version of World of Warcraft, from the equipment and the stats and the leveling. But again, this World of Warcraft has been around forever, so it's had plenty of time to develop. And I could see this continuing to develop and continuing to get more and more and more depth, and really doing well. The things I don't like is I'm not the biggest fan of Discord games. I was never a fan of those text games way long time ago. So that's one of the hiccups. I would be interested to see when they do decide to go down the road to create a website or a web version of the game, or basically a UI interface that's beyond the Discord interface. So I'm very interested in to see that, and I hope they do that here in the near future. But if you like the grinding games, you like games that have more depth to it, that you can just kind of play while you're watching TV, or you get into some of the quests, this is definitely something to check out, especially since it's a very, very low point in entry currently for the beta pass, and eventually it'll be free to earn. So I hope you all enjoy this. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.